Standing on her hips, all angry like. We gotta do our sort of intro.
Are we doing an intro?
So no,
we're at number 2.
Yep. So 3, 2, 1.
Actually, okay. Hold on. We should do the other one first.
Okay. Just keep filming.
Hey guys, I'm Megan.
And I'm Stephanie. And we are
Barn Besties with farm fresh advice
for you. So we are here to impart the knowledge that we have learned over the years of building and running barns, so that you guys don't have to have the problems and the misery and the mistakes that we made. Hope you enjoy our videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, right?
Right, and we hope to save you time and money on your new adventures.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, I'm Megan.
I'm Stephanie. And we are
Barn Besties
with
Farm Fresh Advice.
So we're here today at Megan's again to show us hay storage.
Here it is.
Megan's one of a couple of hay storages?
Yeah, this is one of 4.
Oh.
Yeah, fancy.
Oh. I think we're going to be doing a little bit of walking around in Megan's. So,
here we are.
Show us.
So, this is
the good stuff.
Actually the barn. So, we cut our arena in half.
The old
arena in half. We did stalls on one side, hay on the other. They say don't do that.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Unfortunately, we did do that.
I mean, if money was no object, we'd have separate buildings for everything. But
it is convenient. As you can see, it's a little bit of hay stored, and it's different type of hay, right? So this is about 20 bales, all wrapped into one large bale. So it's not. We used to have a hay loft, and we had a hay elevator. What actually ends up happening is our hayman comes with a flatbed, and all these beautiful bales you can see right here come in on the trailer. And
so this looks like a large square bale.
Yeah, but this
not. Looks like a large square baler, but
it is.
Maybe we can show right here. Yep. They're actually bundles of small squares.
When you cut the 4 strands, and you can see how tight they are because you got to wrestle them to get undone. And so now they are small bales. And so we have 3 doors. So he pulls right up to the barn, and I'll show you. So we have 3 different barns that are 3 different doors that he can drive in. And we just open.
So he fits through here
with the Bobcat.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So here we are. Pulls up into our parking lot, unloads them, and just drives in.
Nice.
It makes it very convenient. It's really nice that we have
blinding light.
Yep, go ahead and close it.
So the roll-up doors that we've talked about before, super easy. Insulated?
Insulated? No, I don't think these are insulated.
No? Okay.
But we have 3 roll-up doors, so there's 3 options. As he fills, he can pull in each door, and then he stacks them 3 high. And this, I will say, hands down.
4 high. Goodness.
Oh, it is 4 high.
Wow.
So 4 high, so we can fit a lot of hay in here. And I can tell you, hands down, this is the way to go. You don't have to touch the hay. He can deliver it at any time. I can give him a call. I don't have to be here. He knows where the equipment is.
Wow.
I trust him. He's never hit a barn. And so this is convenient because this hay is for the stalls only, and then our other hay sheds are for hay that goes out into our pastures.
Sure, that makes sense. So I'm curious to see how his equipment, like what equipment. Obviously, I've seen small square balers, I've seen large square balers, but I've never seen the equipment that takes small squares, bundles them into a large square. That's wild.
When I was married to a farmer, we looked into it, and so it's just like you bale the hay. The small bales you leave on the ground, and then it's another set of equipment
comes
and picks them up and makes it into a large bale.
Very nice.
So that's what he does.
I didn't know if it was all in line, like it came out the back of the small square, right into a piece of equipment.
But he may, this is old technology that I'm aware of, but he may have a whole separate where he does the small bale and then it goes in. But my understanding when I had looked into it, because I was thinking about buying the equipment for this, It was a whole separate piece
Sure.
to do it. And I can tell you hands down, buy it, because I don't have to beg for people to come and help me unload. I don't have to pay anybody to.
I used
one
to,
payment.
I used to also get the small squares delivered, or I would go to an auction, whatever. And honestly, it's one of the things, riding horses, getting thrown off by horses, and doing this just destroyed my back.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've talked about mine. I feed round bales or large squares only. I do on occasion pick up some small squares for certain needs, but I don't rely on, it's not my day-to-day feeding because I can't.
Right. And then I do want to tell you some downfalls about this. So when stacking it, you can see here we have a dirt floor. One day I visualize that I am going to put plywood down because the bottom layer or that bottom flake may get moldy or may get dusty, and you're just going to have to throw it out. That's what we do. We don't throw out the whole bale. There is waste, but it's nothing compared to small bales. Also, no animals can get in on it, whereas sometimes when we had small bales, we would have little animals burrow in, especially with our outdoor ones. The other thing is depending on who's opening the bale. Okay, so when we first got these, the people in the barn opened multiple bales at the same time. That is not safe, people.
No.
What is really safe is only one big bale open at a time, right? And so you can see this one's open. So then once this one is done, and you can see that there's a stairwell, right? So then we're going to open this one. Once this one's done, this one will be the bottom. You can climb up to the next one, and then you open that one. You do not want to open. So when you're looking at this stack, never, ever open all four at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
You'll die because then it's totally unstable. So the person that goes up there and is moving all around, it's all going to fall. Well, that is what someone did. Never, ever, ever, ever do that. So that's a big issue. If you have staff, make sure you educate them on how to open the bales. But to be honest with you, those are the only two downfalls, is how you do your flooring. And
so how would you get up to that?
Exactly. That's why you want the steps. Well.
When you get to there, how are you going to do that?
Well,
ladder?
Yes, we do have a ladder that lives permanently here, and we just put the ladder up to here, and we cut the four and then throw them down. But the steps are the best. The other thing in terms of maintaining your hay room, so you open the bale, and now you can see all this hay is on the ground.
Not too bad, but there's definitely some chaff down here.
Yeah, then we have a pile there. But what will end up happening if you never rake it up, this actually becomes slippery like ice.
And it'll mold.
And it will mold.
Mold breeds mold.
You want to pick it up if it's good hay. Like this might be sketchy because it's kind of mixed in with the dirt, but this is good hay. You can see I have a wheelbarrow here. You can just scoop it up in the wheelbarrow and take it out to your pasture. Maybe wet it down. I'd recommend that.
Yeah.
So
horses can nose through it.
Yeah, but this is hands down my most favorite way of storing hay and having hay.
Having hay delivered.
Yeah, having hay delivered is worth whatever the cost.
Anything, hay like this, the bigger, where you can move it in a bobcat or a tractor with a loader or something, versus hand throwing the small squares.
Oh,
I can't do it anymore.
I can't do it anymore. Yeah, so I can't do it anymore.
It's all good. It's all good when you have a strong back until you have a major back injury, and then it's over. The whole thing needs to be rethought.
It's a game changer. So even if you're young, start looking into this now. Put it into your budget now. It is costly. It's more expense. The fuel, the delivery, him to unload it, but it is worth every penny because it saves your body and your health.
Yeah. When you're one of might be like me, pretty much the only one who's taking care of the animals, I can't afford to be laid up because there's not really anybody to rely on.
To feed. Yep.
So
yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we've got one or two more other?
Yep, I'll show you two different more. I mean, it's the size and they're outdoor, so we'll show you that next.
Okay, so hang tight, everybody. All right, Megan. So here we are at what, second?
This is a second version of our hay storage. This is a hay shed.
Three-sided.
Three-sided. I'm pretty sentimental about this shed because my dad and grandpa, who are both not with us anymore, made it.
Oh.
And they actually built 2 of them. And you can see, cameraman, that hay shed is a different hay shed. We'll show you that one next. But we had an incident. Someone parked a bobcat in the hay shed and took it out with the bobcat when they got in. So this one,
lurched forward and through it they went, huh?
Yep. So for our operation, I would tell you this hay shed is too small. I would recommend the other hay shed.
Taller and deeper, or what?
It is shorter lengthwise, and then it's also shorter height-wise. So I, like, as they always say, go bigger. Go bigger. You can't go big enough. So with this hay shed, we actually made it and had measured it for big squares. At the time, the farmer I was buying from was big squares. So then we could,
the big squares.
We could fit in 4 the long way, and I think 2 to 3 high, and that was working really well for us. However, I stopped buying from that farmer, and then we had also put in round bales. I don't recommend putting round bales in a shed this small.
Right.
So we had done that.
You probably can't get real high with them.
No. And then the other thing we've also, so at current day, this hay shed, every once in a while I'll have a farmer call me. I've made I highly recommend making lots of relationships with farmers. And so I'll have farmers call me that are selling small bales, and we will actually unload 1 to 2 wagons, and that's what I keep this for. And you'll notice the flooring on it, there's actually pallets.
You can sort of see.
You can kind of see the pallets. So we put pallets down, and then we put hay down. And these are all small bales. And so we did that in hopes that the pallets would save the bottom layer of hay.
You get a little elevation off the ground for moisture, and just like if the rain's flowing through.
Right. But the problem with that is you also get varmint. You get critters that live in it. That bottom layer, it doesn't matter. I put plastic down. I put pallets down.
They still molds on the pallets.
I always lose the bottom layer. So I have left the bottom layer in this shed that will live here until it disintegrates.
Sacrificial bottom layer.
It is the sacrificial bottom layer. And so this is for small bales. And we literally pull the wagon right up here. We open the door and we just throw them out to the people. It's very easy. We don't have to have an elevator. So this, I am sentimental. I'll probably always keep this until someone runs through it with a bobcat again.
Don't look at me. It wasn't me.
Hopefully, it wasn't me either. So this is hay shed number 1.
So tell me about the walls. So it looks like the roof is corrugated metal.
Yep.
And the walls are they plywood?
They are plywood.
Okay, so it's probably treated plywood, and it looks like you painted it. So.
It's treated, and we paint it probably every 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's easy to fix. I will say, when you are unloading hay, be careful. You can knock these down.
Yikes.
So just be very, very careful.
Do you know this from?
I have had, it wasn't me. I actually am very good at unloading. However, I have had individuals hit the hay shed.
With what?
With the bobcat. Run right into it. So be careful.
Wow.
With that. And also be careful when you're unloading with equipment, because you can push out the wall.
Yeah.
I have had that with the other hay shed. This one is still really well intact. It's very solid. The other thing I was going to say, make sure you put your post 3 to 4 feet in the ground. And I'll tell you why with the next hay shed.
Oh boy. We got to do that here. I'm just going to say, for the frost heave and stuff we get. When I put in like my gates for my pastures or whatever, it's 3 feet in because of the heave.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Moving on to the next one.
Woohoo! Chugga chugga. So this is bigger, taller.
This one is way
taller.
Bigger. I think it's 48 feet is what we counted.
In length?
And so you can see we store the same bales, the 20 bales that are a big bale in this.
Yeah.
And so my hay guy, he just drives his trailer, parks it on the driveway, uses the Bobcat, easily unloads it. In this, he prefers a pallet, so we have a bunch of pallets for him, and he unloads on the pallets. We can get thousands of bales.
Yeah.
So I would recommend a hay shed this big, if not bigger. And again, you'll also see the posts are much more substantial than the other hay shed. Everything
6x6s.
Yeah, everything is much more substantial. However, we did have someone else build this, and we hired them. Unbeknownst to me, I'm going to tell you the bad thing about this. They only put these posts in the ground 2 feet. So I'd like to share with you what has happened.
Oh,
so we had a really bad windstorm, and the wind came right off the field. And this, you can see it's kind of beat up. This was out of the ground probably 2 feet.
Oh, the wind caught this like a sail,
and
the whole building, and pulled it.
Yep. And so we fixed it once, and it pulled it up again. And so what we've done is we dug a hole, we put cement in, but I want to share with you, I think actually the most important thing, which is not the actual cement. On this side, come on over, cameraman.
I have thoughts on this as well.
We put vents so it doesn't lift it up.
You think that's enough?
No, it's all over.
No, but do you think those two are enough?
Because we've had a lot of bad windstorms since we've made these remodeling
retrofittings.
Yeah, it is.
So the other one you showed us actually had the whole
backside
was open.
Yeah.
Well, what, like this?
So I would, when you're thinking about building a hay shed, I would combine these two hay sheds, make sure it's open on the backside. However,
you just need a little bit to let the wind through.
Yep.
Otherwise the wind will knock, or it could rip out the roof off.
Yep. And luckily it's only been this corner post, but that was about 2 years ago. So, and we've had some pretty bad windstorms since then. So hopefully we've been able to fix it. But again, location is very important. Second, put your post in the ground at least 3 to 4 feet.
Well, it depends on where you're at. And your soil, for your soil, and you probably talk to a civil structural engineer on that. But this faces south.
Yeah.
So, would you face it different? Are you happy with it facing south?
I am happy facing south because it actually doesn't get rained on.
Right.
This is the location. We don't have another location to put this big of a shed.
Right.
So we are kind of stuck with this.
Well, one of the things we've talked in other videos is we live in Wisconsin, and we get our weather in the summer. Generally the summer is southwest and to west, and then the winter usually comes from the northwest or west, sometimes the southwest. So our storms come from the west. So like you said, the wind came through.
Yeah.
We usually get, driving snow will come from the backside, which is, this will be protected as well.
Yep.
So yeah, really nice.
Yeah. And
that's unfortunate, but boy, Mother Nature and the wind is brutal.
It is. And we have the same exact, we don't need to show you, but we have the same exact shed on the opposite side facing north. And it's kind of like a little cove, so we actually don't get a lot of wind. So I actually love both sheds. It's just, if it had been
Except for today,
deeper, it would have been great.
where we're getting all this wind.
Yeah.
This feels really good.
Oh, I like the
this
wind.
Is really nice.
The only other problem that we have when, like, the hay is really green when it comes, it does get
bleached out a
It
little.
does get bleached out, but the horses still love it. So
It's just the surface.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you open the bales, it's green on the
It's
inside.
still green. So just a FYI.
What happens even inside of a barn? At some point, the outside will dry down enough that it kind of looks brown.
So
Yeah.
So
Awesome. So anything else, or
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Thanks
Cool.
for coming.
Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave us any questions you have down below in the comments. We'll try to answer them in future videos. And anything else?
No, that's
Cool.
it.
Thanks, guys.
Yay!
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.